to now that most people are in. So this is going to be round 1 of the NA branch for the night. And because I'm already here, let's go ahead and set the prediction. So attacking is going to be Op 4. And let's go ahead and start this off. So this is going to be the NA branch. We're going to have Op 4 attacking. So I just have to switch these lines here. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and set that for 20 minutes. Now, with everything down, there's not really a lot that the sides have in terms of assets here. The Vodniks are going to be probably used to counter the Little Bird. I assume the Little Bird's going to fly with a driver and a pilot and a co-pilot, just so they can use the camera. But if it's just Despo, that's a little riskier, but I can see why they're only going to put one person on it. Let me go ahead and look at the roster here. All right, we have everything mostly filled. So I'm going to start going over the sides here. So Blue 4 is going to be led by Pierce under HQ. X-Ray is going to be led by Saddam. Potato taking medic. The sniper is going to be Wayne. Wise is going to be the spotter for the sniper. And then the suppressed shooter is going to be Azuki. Drake leading Alpha HQ here. They got a 50 cal to work with. I think every squad gets a 50 cal to work with. Team leader number 1 for Alpha 1 is going to be Anderson with Wheaton, Martin, Maz, Miller, and Poe under him. Bridge is going to be team leader 2 with Warwick, Fist, Wiki, Cosmonaut, Coolbreeze, and Sub Angler under him. Nemesis leading Bravo with Bravo 1 be led by Nafs with Iander, Whiplash, Oliver, Cindy, and Puma. Under him, there's no Bravo 2. Charlie being led by Michael. Charlie 1 under Charlie being led by Flux with Banks, Ash, Dooley, and Bayant under that group. No Charlie 2. Delta HQ being led by Arcor. Delta 2 being filled with the 242 guys. Tech leading Raul, Egg, Buster, Ruckus, and Farks. And then Despo is flying. Looking over on Op 4, you got Severe commanding. He's up late because he's up in one of the Norwegian countries. But otherwise, Tender Banner is going to be his platoon medic. Leading X-Ray is Galil, with Revanche as the medic. Olaf taking Sniper, Shai as spotter. Reapers and Soul taking the suppressed shooters. Nielsen leading Alpha HQ. No one dedicated to driving the Vodnik or gunning for it. But Montgomery leading Alpha 1 with Parker, Gordon, Cholt, Chine, and Norris under him. Alpha 2 has Kevin leading with Fez, Harry, Mike, Greenshade, Coleman, Eric, and Leg. Bravo HQ has Lurch leading. Bravo 1 has Oddball leading Toasty, Spiky, and Pelican, Linux, and Sand Handwich. Sorry, I didn't see those. I thought that would be the rest, but there were more. Stretch leading Catnip, Danny, Rainman, Zeki, and Arcane. And then we've got Schnuffles leading Charlie, Patriot being one of the dedicated vehicle slots, and when we load in the mission file, I will cover everything below Charlie in Op 4. Oh, that's funny, Falcon. I'm not surprised that you were exchanging witty blows at each other, because that was a pretty well-extended firefight. Moist Fire Starter. That just sounds Ron. I'm not sure where I left my sanity. If anyone sees it, please inform me. Yeah, I mean, you called it moist, so I'm not surprised with that. The Vodnik, it's an amphibious transport vehicle, kind of like the shape of a box. And then the gun turrets are put up top, or it has 2 PKTs, a front firing one or a rear firing one. That's fair, Azariah. I thought Scandi did pretty well tonight. I know there's some nights where you guys flounder around a bit, but this one you did pretty well, especially on round 1. That was a great holdout. An early attempt at counterattacking, but then you did a great pullout after that didn't go through correctly. I will admit, though, that freaking sniper, Salty, good God, I got to keep an eye on him. Most of his kills were because of the incompetence of the enemy, though, because no one bothered to turn around after hearing that sniper shot. But that's also because, I guess it's not... I would say it's inexperience, then, because people weren't realizing that was a sniper, like, point-blank shooting at people in the face. I thought it was pretty damn funny, though. All right. Continuing with the roster as people transfer, we were on Charlie, so Schnuffles leading Patriot as the one of the crewmen slots, Artisan leading Charlie 2 with Space Cowboy, Carl absorbed, Korvek, Meldon, and Zoni. Delta being led by Vagrant. Delta 1 has Grav leading Jack Mick, Crashton, I Have Metal. That's cute. Swedge and Chadwick. And that should be everything down. Let's go ahead and look at our mission briefing here. Mission made by Mountain. Background is Russian Marines have launched a surprise invasion on the Greek island on a Greek island and has taken Greek forces completely by surprise. They have been completely overwhelmed, and now it is up to a platoon of Navy sailors on shore leave for weapons training. No, on the shore for weapons training. Okay. With the same Greek forces earlier that day, they want payback. God, yeah, Mountain's English. He is English, too, or at least British, at least I thought, but damn. All right. Mountain combat with Sea People in Greece. For the notes, area of operations, new Cold War going, hot build 404. Mission rules, having fun is irrelevant, kill each other. 2 sectors this time around. If anyone is still in the sector that's defending it and they're still alive, the sector can't be captured until they're either in a vehicle, in a turret, dead or knocked unconscious. Render distance is going to be 800 meters. Defender points is going to be up to 200. Interesting choice there. That is 75 points above the norm, which we normally see at 125. Mat settings, both sides have 2 AT shots per side. Blue 4 are going to be given... Okay, I didn't know that tab existed, actually. But otherwise, Modern Navy, AOR camouflage kits. I skip all the way down to the DMR, which appears to be... I think that's a Mark 11. It's a little hard to see it, but I think based off of the outline, and I see a little box mag down there. There's no curve, so yeah, I think that's a Mark 11. I'll confirm it with someone's kit. Otherwise, loadout for Blue 4, we're going to have Mark 18s, just the difference being the stock on the back. You can see a light difference there. Glock 17s as the handgun, 249s and 240 Gauss respectively for the LMG and MMG. Light anti-tank is going to be a 136 single-shot disposable AT weapon. The M2010 for the sniper, and then a choice for the suppressed shooters between a Mark 14 or a SOCOM 16, both 7.62x51 and NATO battle rifles. Crew and aviation get either an MP7 or a Mark 18 Mod 1. As a carbine, nothing on crew-served weapons. They get an MH6 Little Bird, which just has the transport benches on the side. One standing 50 cal. It's the Vanilla variant with the shield in front. Might also have the little holographic sight up top, and they got 3 sit-down vanilla ones because it shows the shield up top. Only 400 rounds per. Interesting. Op 4, meanwhile, uniform is going to be the Russian Army EMR camouflage. Sorry, linked out right there. Otherwise, weaponry are going to be the modernized AK-74s, so you got a lot of choice right there, depending on the kit. Support LMG and MMG are going to be the RPK-74 and the PKP, respectively. RPG-26 has the light anti-tank, T-5000 for the sniper, and then a choice for the 2 suppressed shooters of either a 45-round AKS or a 20-round AS-Val, difference being caliber 9x39 for the AS-Val, and the AKS, I believe, is 5.45 because it's a 74 variant. I've heard, though, that it's a piece of shit. I've also heard the AS-Val is a piece of shit, and I've seen both weapons do a lot of weird things, but just aim for the head, you know? Get good. PP-2000 or an AKS for the crew and aviation kits. Nothing on crew-served weapons. They get 2 KPTV VODNICs, 500 rounds total of 14.5mm, 2,000 rounds total of 7.62x54mm as the coax gun. 1 up-armored SUV, and then 6 T-Gares for transport. All right. Shouldn't be too bad. Got the vehicles all lined up here, but yet the KPTV turret, which you normally see on BTRs, they put that on this puppy. So the module to control it's back here. It's not rendered in, though. And then you have the driver, guy on shotgun, and then you have a commander seat right there, who just has a turnout hatch in the back. Otherwise, it's literally just an amphibious transport or an amphibious gun car, depending on what is equipped on it. Otherwise, Op 4 coming around here, we'll be able to listen to their local comms if they decide to speak. Okay, I just heard someone's voice. I was about to say, is my T-Far dead, or...?
Alpha Bravo attacked from the west side of Camp Rogaine towards Sector 1. After that, simultaneously to that, Charlie and Delta attacked from the north side, moved there, dismount somewhere in the forest, move towards their weight line, and then they tell us when they're there, and then we simultaneously attack Camp Rogaine from the west and east side. Alpha and Bravo, you're going to probe with a couple of guys towards the actual defenses, see if they're occupied. If they look empty, you just walk in, okay?
Sure.
Alright. Charlie and Delta, you just worry about getting to the north side of Camp Rogaine and making sure that you can swing in on the other side simultaneously as Alpha and Bravo roll in. If you have a vehicle, obviously you're going to have to place it somewhere where you can fire toward Camp Rogaine. Hill 174 might be a point of interest for you guys up here. And if Alpha and Bravo have vehicles, unfortunately you don't have a whole lot of good views down there, so maybe save your vehicle up until the point that you can use it for attacking Sector 2, where that option's actually going to exist. The attack on Sector 2 is going to be conducted in two ways. We're going to have the X-ray element down here, hanging around, surviving, because, you know, they're badasses. And the rest of the platoon is going to execute a fairly straightforward attack, like how Vagrant has gone ahead and drawn that little blue line there.
So we can't see their symbols because it's a side thing.
Directly into Sector 2. Any questions?
How are you going to break out the vehicles?
I think the armed ones go up to green because, I mean, that's the only place you can use it.
Yeah, the armed one's got the green.
What if they've got a base of fire on Sector 2 that's chopping us up?
See, it won't matter because, look...
You know, it's been a hot second. I could have sworn I remember Severe's voice being deeper, but I might be wrong.
Let me illustrate this. So I'll just draw it, right? So the danger areas...
Because I was under Severe in a CCO way back when.
So that's where his machine gun see you. And this is where his machine gun can see you. You don't go up here. So... And obviously up here as well, if you're standing up here, you're going to die. So just stay north side.
But it gave me a little bit of whiplash, admittedly.
Cannot touch you.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, though, is like Alpha and Bravo, considering the size of the squad, this is going to become pretty...
I'm going to move on from that area, because again, we can't see their lines. We can only listen to what they're talking about. But looking at the AOs here, I mean, Sector 2 are just the two radio... the 3 radio towers. It also encompasses this on this little ridge. Sector 1 is Camp Rogaine in of itself, which is a little easier to defend. Unfortunately, does have a little bit of a drop-off on this valley. These two AOs, with some support in the middle, could overwatch each other in terms of the south and northern sides, respectively, from Sector 1 and Sector 2, but that leaves blind spots on other spots. But we can see forces get on the ridge lines here and try to cover the valleys, but with it only being about 90 to 100 players on tonight, it means there's a little less people
left out in the fucking open to dry. Yeah, like I said, there's no fire support we can get.
We're not going to survive that engagement. It's very unlikely.
Yeah, if we get engaged and I die, do one of these maneuvers that I've marked on the map. Right, you'll be on the reverse slope, but at minimum, if X-ray's still awake, you'll have some fire support.
So they don't have the scopes for those M2s. We hear some of the squad leaders complaining about their orders, but what else is new?
With the fucking spotting scope.
Most likely the enemy are going to be coming up here.
Okay, they got a co-pilot.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make
Blam
sense.
is.
Water didn't have one.
Then make sure that any of these positions
A little bit of Kit complaining, but at least with this camera now, they'll be able to try to find where the advance is coming in.
key locations for you to recognize.
And worst comes to worst, they'll be able to quickly move people with the helicopter.
Yeah, and do not get shot down, because I'm really going to be relying on you to know what you're...
Righto, Az, have a good one.
Sure will do.
Yeah, so Pierce mentioning that he does need the helicopter to stay up so he can get proper reconnaissance going. Not a bad call. If I was op for assaulting in this situation, I would probably utilize this SSR, which I guess technically would be... No, the MSR is technically right there, but it's outside of the zone. But for the sake of this, that's probably the MSR. So I would just backtrack around. I'd keep everyone together. I would go up this route. I would stick to the southern edge of the AO. I would fully deploy in here. I'd have an overwatching force, probably on this hilltop right here, engaged from afar as a maneuver team came down this valley and then assaulted. So probably 2 squads coming down here, X-Ray up here to start plinking people off, and I would also have probably 1 team of a squad up with X-Ray and another team maneuvering down to cover from here. I'd keep the KPTVs, one probably all the way back here to start the opening harassment, but keep it mobile in case they hurt AT, and then the other one poking itself back and forth right here to continue that harassment. I'd hit that objective. And then I would probably keep everything up here, put some Overwatch elements down here. This is a bit of a death trap for units. If I had too many, I would consider maybe putting a team down there or maybe X-Ray to quickly, you know, get in and then get out. But, you know, again, they'd be there for the rest of the game in all honesty. But machine gun just to harass from over here and just maneuver everything around this back angle and then attack from the forested area coming up with cover fire from that hilltop, maybe another group covering from right there, so I can then openly put forces up this way without them being harassed. And then as that folds in, you know, keeping X-Ray right there to engage, and then everything just slowly follows in, because you have to go for the sectors, not the kills. Blue 4 defending-wise, this is the really tough one, because I don't think they have the numbers to accurately defend both sectors. Like, these are 2 really hard sectors to defend, in the fact that there's just so many blind spots for one of them. I don't think they have the manpower to cover both. The other option would be to push north along this MSR and attack Rogaine from over here, but there's just not really any good Overwatch that you can do from this area over here. You could also just try the direct approach, but the same thing as the northern one. There's just not a lot of good Overwatch spots to get you in compared to attacking the southern AO first. And I'm going to be honest, you're only going to know about this if you've been in these areas before. Like, from a map perspective, you can't gauge that by measuring the differences in the mountain terrain. You have to have played this map for a while. But it's Stratus. A lot of people should fall under that category. Frag. Alright, we got 3 minutes left. So they're talking about mining certain areas there, which is pretty smart. Some minefields would be good in those specific sectors, but the way I see Op4 setting up here, what do we got? We have Charlie HQ and one of the KPTVs going north. We got X-Ray on their own going south. And then we still have the infantry forming a major group right here. I mean, another decent strategy would be to do a pincer maneuver, having some of your force come from the north and some of it coming from the west to at least completely envelop this AO, because this is the tougher one out of the 2, in my opinion. That way you can at least evenly split your forces, but again, it's... From the west, you can have some decent Overwatch, you know, a good sniper position. Putting X-Ray over here also wouldn't be too bad, because then they'd have a decent spot to Overwatch the other AO. But it's all about that elevation game, too. Op4 has the up-armored SUV. I just didn't put that in the list because it technically counts as a transport, Vic. Have I seen the Pimp Mobile? You mean the SUV? Yeah, I know. The SUV is fun because you can just, like, draw people's fire with a bulletproof Vic. There's a certain beauty in that. Now, who has the better sniper here? We got Olaf on Op4's side. He's not too bad, but we also have Wise, I think. Oh, it's Wayne this time. I'm not too familiar with either of their sniping capabilities. I know Olaf is a pretty decent player overall, but, I mean, with this terrain, I think the sniper will help to make the difference, but your guess is as good as mine at this point. But yeah, looks like they're putting both KPTVs on the northern side with only a minimal infantry escort, and they're going to focus on putting infantry on this flank. I feel like a KPTV on either side to support would be good, but I also understand, you know, the KPTV right here, it won't have the best eyes, whereas you got these open areas over to the north that have a lot more openness to actually engage from. So I get putting both down. It's just that is a very big risk when you think about it. Olaf did kill 10 people in EU1 round 1. You are correct. He had a PKP, though. And if there was ever an opposite to a gun to another gun, it would be a medium machine gun to a single-shot bolt-action sniper rifle. Those are literally opposites. Who just messaged me? Oh, of course. Literally, when we start, I get another multi. 1 second. All right, added that to the multi there. I forgot to post it in the FNF Discord. I'll do that after this round. That's fine. Yeah, righto, Falcon. Have fun. Hey, Kaiser. Well, I'd say hey to you, but you have your audio muted, apparently. No, you're watching without video. Oh, huh. I knew about the audio symbol. It's cool that they have those symbols, though, so you know if someone can interact with you. I actually do kind of appreciate that feature. You know, once in a while, Twitch actually releases a few features that are useful. Like, the latest one was also the prediction stuff, and I noticed they updated that to 3 or more options, too. It's just they're also talking about ripping away the percentages for other subscribers, so they make more money, and it's like, oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah, he got unbanned the next day. Again, I don't want to get into it, but I thought it was all pretty funny. But otherwise, you got the 2 Vodniks going north. You got the infantry dismounting on the low ground. You have Delta Blue 4 up here on the high ground. Now, really important thing to mention that a lot of people don't think about. You hear that? You hear a helicopter in the distance. You hear my music. You hear my voice. Now what do you hear? I'll tell you what you don't hear. You don't hear footsteps. You don't hear distance suppressed shots. All you hear is rain. Along with my music, the helicopter, and my voice. Rain makes it harder for people to hear each other on radios. Rain makes it harder to hear people in CQC. Rain makes it harder to hear the suppressed shooters. Rain makes it harder to hear the distant sniper shots. That noise interference, I forget what the specific term is called, but the background noise of the rain drowns out other audio. And that changes a lot of PvP aspects. And exactly, rain is a quick hitter's best friend, such as Scandier Pepega. Oh god, Iander, no, Iander, it's just a boy. Well, this is going to be an easy shot for Iander here. He's going to eventually look left and find it. Yeah, Iander doesn't even need a range from you, Whiplash. Okay, Iander knows if it's within 100 meters, he just points and shoots.
I had no idea they could push. Jesus!
Bro, you all got Iandered. How do you feel?
They were able to push. I didn't know that.
Yep. Sorry, gentlemen.
Love it. We're the first.
Oh. Whiplash got immediately knocked out. Iander on the vehicle kill, but there's the reaction to getting Iandered. We call that a skill issue. Again, why I try to mute myself before contact begins, because you hear people when they die, and it is quite amusing, but, yeah, no, we had an example in EU3 of why that can be annoying, because someone started yelling profanity. Alright, this Blue Fort group's starting to spot some Op4 guys down there. This is the group that was complaining about getting pinned down with no support, and yeah, they're gonna... Oh, this is gonna get messy for them. You got some suppression coming out right over there. That's a bit far. Our core is dead. Well, that happened. So they're trying their best to hold. This is going to stall at least 2/3 of the force here as they turn to engage, meaning the northernmost force might keep pushing protested there. Meanwhile, we got Nafs and Nemesis continuing this push here as Whiplash is worked on. There goes Nemesis. Here comes Nafs. It was only a knockout. We could still see Grab wake back up because that was only 2 shots. You got 2 Op4 guys over here, but Nafs is tunnel visioned. Metal. Metal, please. Metal. Metal. Oh my god, Metal, no. Metal. Metal, what are you doing? There we go. There we go. Okay, I was about to say. Oh. Thankfully, Swedge and Jack also started firing. But I was, okay, I was about to be a little concerned there. Ah, yes, Falcon, making it about you, I see. So yeah, sometimes it's bad to throw grenades uphill because 1, they'll roll back down, but 2, the shrapnel will go back down the hill based off of the angle of said hill. So it's a little messy. Delta now quickly trying to pull back here. Scandy recon bias. No, Falcon, I'm just giving you shit. Don't worry. Oh, these 2 have immediately pinned, but we got a pair of 240 Golfs to fire back. Needs to get his head down. He might get keyholed. This other guy trying to get back into a spot just took more shots. I mean, Buster is laying hate down that road, but Toasty, I think, just got a keyhole. Yep, and took him out. That 1 kill. So Op4 I'm a little concerned about. We do have one of the sit-down 50 cals now suppressing. But Op4 has been drawn into this area that's pretty well covered by other Blue 4 groups. We have to also see where X-Ray goes for Op4. But on these outskirt fights, it's still a little even. Op4 is in the low ground, Blue 4 on the ridge. Firing commences. Oliver knocked out. I don't know. 3 guys remaining up there. Most of Scandy's pulled back. Might be able to come back and flank this force coming around. We have another Op4 group. This is Platoon HQ. Might try to drive out and pick his dudes up, but there's someone here that might stop him. And that's a little worrisome. So Blue 4, I'm not sure if these guys are trying to pull back to the compound or come into flank. But they actually, I thought they had some defensive forces on the sector itself, but Op4 is only going to get up there with only a little opposition at this rate. Raul is stuck. Most of his team is dead. Which I find kind of funny because that's what they said. They'd probably get screwed. Bay, meanwhile, on the flank with the 50 cal. He's already gotten 1 kill up here. Manages to get a knockout on Harry. Gets a hit on Fez here. I think Bay's in a reload. Nope. He's reacquiring targets here. Fires into there. There's that AT hitting. Did he hit a rock? No, it's Op4 hitting AT up here. So yeah, Platoon's coming in to pick him up to move him, which is not a bad call for maneuvering. Repositioning, that's the word I wanted to use. Banks, meanwhile, prone right here. Scholand super close. Banks might catch him in the open. Oh, multiple shots to the back. There's the ragdoll, and then the double tap as he keeps firing. Ouch. Bay still on this 50 cal, trying to acquire more targets. He might be using the one wounded guy as bait. Immediately opens up, tries to hit Lurch.
Send in.
And Lurch desperately trying to fire back with his rifle. Silent Party, thanks so much for a tier 1 sub 6 months in advance. I appreciate it, my friend. I hope you keep enjoying everything I try to provide content-wise, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this Lido Friday Night Fight scenario. Bay takes a stray rifle round there as he quickly folds back. Flux also trying to run around there, taking flanking fire as well. And it looks like Banks just got hit. We only seem to have a few guys remaining. They have another sit-down 50 cal on this side. They're trying to acquire more targets. I think they'll wait until Op 4 starts coming up that ridge, but they could quickly be flanked. Norris being close by. Parker's about to take the sector. Yeah, there it is, because Blue 4 completely pulled back from that area. So that's going to make Op 4 swarm much quicker into this AO, maybe into the front of this turret, but maybe Blue 4 is going to route instead. Now you got some machine gun fire coming in, easily identifiable via those tracers. Ruckus trying to sight some targets here, starts firing back. I think he has his weapon rested on the rock, so he doesn't have to worry too much about the sway and recoil. Stretch trying to fire a GL up there. Gets it rather close, and then Norris, I think, finally came around. Yep, and he got 2 of these kills. Throwing more grenades. Oh, Ruckus gets crippled in the leg. And Norris is going to come around and probably finish this, but more shots come in from the side of the head, and Norris finishes it for the kill. That is 3 on Norris with an assistant from, I think, Zach possibly, but they folded out of that position. Banks is still bleeding out on the right. You still have Dooley and Bayant, the 2-man Team Dream combo. And then 3 Blue 4 over here, including Iander. But just look at the skull counts here. Everything below Bravo has been hit pretty hard. Meanwhile, Op 4, also everything below Bravo has been hit rather hard. But Op 4 started with the 10% numbers advantage, and that is maintained. Now the question is, with that fight done, is Op 4 going to pull back and grab their Vix, or are they going to try to do a large maneuver around? I would say grab the Vix. To at least get through these open kill zones a little quicker. Otherwise, looking over at X-Ray, I want to see where that sniper is. You got one dude up in the raffle right there, but the sniper would then be over here with his spotter. Olaf sighting targets, I would assume. Yep, he sees an SSWT kit deployed behind a trench up there, but he's trying to find where the rest of the enemy is. Looking over at Blue 4. Wayne is their sniper. These guys are all in a line formation right here. But Op 4 are not crossing that ridge. They are pulling back to their Vix from the looks of things. Banks just got double tapped. And it looks like Bay is still up right here. Dooley, I think, got shot dead somewhere around here. Still only on that 1 kill. Yep, Dooley got picked off over on the left side by Space Cowboy Carl's PKP. Or possibly absorbed. I don't know. They both have a kill. Now with this skyline here, are we going to see Chadwick get some shots on a Blue 4 member's rear? Or is he busy scanning around? I think he sees someone down there on his first-person perspective. He just needs to find a nice spot to go prone. He finds it. Gets in the low ground, tries to line up a shot. Chadwick just got hit, but he gets the knockout on that guy. And now he's down. So he was able to knock out Whiplash, but Iander or Puma turned around and got him. Iander, I think, just got hit right there as well. Or it could have potentially been Bayan, in all honesty, but he's still looking north. But now it's all about Op4 remounting and attacking Sector 2, and if their sniper is going to get into a position to do anything significant. Now we still have the little bird flying around. I think it's going to try to find where Op4 redeploys with its vehicles, so Blue 4 at least knows where the attack angle is coming from. But we're in a little bit of an intermission period in this round. As Chadwick wakes back up, gets knocked out again, he's going to get double tapped this time by that rifleman. That's Bay firing at him too, but the intermission is simply for Op4 to basically reposition their force. That could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes here, and there's Chadwick's ragdoll there to indicate that even though he was down, he just got shot, took significant damage, and died, so Bay doesn't have to worry about him anymore. Meanwhile, Schnuffles finding a nice keyhole here, trying to take Puma out, gets the kill. Iander has run back and scurried into the bush. Yeah, any Blue 4 survivors are just going to keep getting picked off. It's just up to Bay and Iyander at this point, because I don't think Whiplash passed his wake-up check. He'll have to settle for 3 kills. So Blue 4 is pretty well spaced out around here. The objective has a lot of fortifications, but not a lot of manpower to man them right now, simply because they're kind of out and about trying to find where Op4 is going to attack from. I honestly think if Op4 just pulls back and then attacks on the angle I mentioned earlier, they would be in a very good spot. We just heard AT fire. I have no idea where that landed. I just have to assume that was Iyander firing up at an Op4 position. Bay on his second kill, which was on Chadwick. Over there, but now we have the little bird. Oh, its tail rotor's out. So Blam immediately goes to work on it. Kind of risky to land at the enemy spawn point, but... Oops, sorry. Flashed you there. Yeah, they're not. They're far enough away so that Op4 didn't hear them, especially over the rain. But now Op4, I'd imagine they're going to pull back, pick up everyone else, and then come around and hit the AO from the southern side. Because X-Ray's already done all the reconnaissance for this route. So you might as well utilize that intel to continue to pull out. Bay under fire here from Schnuffles, Carl, and Absorbed. And Iyander still running around that one angle. Then you have Jack over here on 2 kills, who's banned. No, he's going through his inventory. GL's coming around. Smoke grounds bouncing around. They do no damage to you if you get hit by them, but it is funny to watch them just literally glide across the damn floor with no care for gravity. So I don't see anyone in KPTV, so I have to assume both were taken out. We saw one at least was destroyed. The other one, I have no idea where it went, but the fact that a Vic had to come around to pick them up indicates that the other one was destroyed somewhere. There's the first one dead. The second one, I don't know. Yep, here's that reposition. They're going to take that left, and then this left, and then go all the way around and dismount near Recon here. I'm calling that now. So that's going to be another 2 to 3 minutes of repositioning, then they're going to dismount, spend another few minutes moving into position. But Severe is very technical with his placement of units, and very, very strict when it comes to that and his control. And, I mean, that just goes to his style. But they often work out. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Oh, my God. Bay has somehow gone all the way down here. And he's looting Op 4 bodies, possibly for an Op 4 weapon. Maybe some more grenades or medical, but he might try to hunt down these 3 remaining Op 4 guys. So Blue 4, to their credit, they have a few X-Ray guys kind of patrolling around. Op 4 X-Ray is fully capitalizing on this spot. Note how they haven't engaged anything yet, and I think that's because Severe is waiting for his force to come in. So Blue 4 doesn't put everything down on the southern side of the objective and make it harder for Op 4's push to get into the AO. And Bay's still finding his way to these remaining players. I don't think him killing these 3 guys will have any significance to the AO personally, because he still has a long way to run. If anything, these guys are just going to take more time away from Bay to then reinforce and do something major with the sectors here. For more AT. I don't know if that was Jack trying to get AT on the Little Bird, but yeah, I just heard it explode, so I think it finally hit somewhere. But yeah, no, Bay's lost the tail of that force. Now we just have to be patient with this group coming up. What do we have here in terms of the strike force? Yeah, the Little Bird, it's still flying up north. It hasn't found where that next attack is coming from yet. It's not giving me the pluses to see how many additional troops are in the vehicle, so I can't give you an accurate head count. But it is most of them. It's at least 1, 2, 3 teams of guys, and then 1 Vic is only going to have a few. There you go. That's about 20 ants. Now anywhere from 20 to 30 because of that dismount. This is at least 2/3 of the remaining Op 4 force at that point. Something just shot over here. I don't know what it was, though. And yet they do have a lot of ground to cover. But honestly, from this route, come down into the low ground. You can come in from over there, or preferably come in from right here. But that does make you more likely to be spotted. Yeah, I think he's going to pick the wider berth option in all honesty, which is going to take another 10 minutes for his forces to be in place. Now, in that time, we could see these 3 Op 4 guys start attacking this northern position here and pull forces away to make them think that this is the main attack coming in. That's also going to pull in Bay and Iander to attack them from the rear. This group will eventually get eliminated, and then you have 2 really powerful players back in the AO. What could also happen here is Severe is never one to put all of his eggs in one basket either, so we might see half the force go that way, and then the other half just move along. But I think those guys are going to get spotted coming over that open area. I don't see any arrows directly looking in this direction, though. They might be tunnel visioned on X-Ray right here, and that might give Op 4 the necessary opportunity to actually get up here. Now, this force is going to get into the AO a lot quicker because it has a more or less a direct route than this force, which has to do this, this, and then this. So we hear X-Ray engaging with suppressed shots. Potato still is under fire here. We got some more shots coming in. These are just blind suppressive shots, or Wiki's bullets were clipping on the top of the ground and ricocheting off. That explosion, because these guys are above it, has shrapnel coming up to hit them. X-ray is purely providing a distraction here, but it's working. Now you're starting to see forces diffuse into here. And now you got Op4 firing at the northern Blue 4 groups. That's going to keep that Blue 4 group pinned, but you got Iander and Bay moving to the source of the fire. I have no idea what these guys are shooting at, though. Maybe they didn't see Blue 4, and instead they're just firing around here as a distraction. Excuse me. I hate that feeling when you have to sneeze. Maybe if these guys really speed it up. But, I mean, another plan they could do is they could then get up on the ridge and get closer. But I don't think this is any better of a plan. Maybe if they then stay in the low ground, but then, like, right up to here, this is where it's going to be hellish. And plus, I feel like that's where your other elements would be moving to anyway, so... Alright, rounds are heading short here. Does he have an AS Val? Nope, he has the AKS. He's just not aiming high enough. But then again, the AKS is meant to be like a submachine gun variant of the AK, so it's not meant for distance. It's meant for CQC. Hey, Bog, what's up? Bug brain move. We're not playing Starship Trooper PvP. It's Friday Night Fights. Yeah, so these guys are literally just being a distraction element right now because they're still in a really defensive position along this ridge. That is just an attempt.
Oh, look, it's my resub again. Where's my nuclear air-to-air missiles, Liru?
Where's my 50 bucks, Iceberg?
Page, Liru? This is why we can't have nice things, Liru.
Wait for my 50 bucks still. But Iceberg, thanks for the 38-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. And I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. God, I still have to make all the edits on that Tuesday file, too. There's a lot to change. Now, I hear Olaf shooting because I just heard the T-5000 rifle open up. Ooh, he didn't get the hit there, but he was very close to hitting him. He's trying to keyhole this guy's head in the bunker here. That's why you just saw him moving around because he heard that gunshot. But hey, if he's making people keep their heads down, then that should be good enough. Yeah, so this Op 4 group's getting pretty badly eliminated. Bay on 2 of the 3 kills he needs. I can't tell if that was the chopper shooting at him from above or if that was Iander. No, that was Iander getting shot. That's Jack behind him. No, that was the chopper that then shot at him then. They've got someone on a bench seat. Based off of the angle, I would say he's on the right side. Because it was about right here, firing down. Why am I saying that? We can literally just click on it and click third person. Yeah, look at that. That is a tactic we see a lot in FNF, is they will get in the chopper's gunner seats. Or the fire from seats specifically, and then fire from them in unarmed helicopters with those types of passenger seats. Oh, these crazy bastards. They're going to charge through the open ground. They're not even going to go into lower ground. They're going to do it for the open. Unsupported. No, that's a lie. Bravo's in position here to fire at those positions to force people to keep their heads down. As long as Op4 goes right, they can avoid being engaged by the positions on the left where Bravo doesn't have Overwatch on, but I think they're still going to push from this one direction. The question is, how much ammo does Poe have, and how good is Poe's accuracy tonight? All right, Poe, good luck. We're counting on you, and I'm totally not caster cursing you. Yep, so Bravo's also putting smoke grenades up here to make them try to pull back and obscure their vision. Alpha's now doing the smoke push here, and we got more smokes coming in. All right, there's Poe. Opening up, he gets one, heavily wounds another. Look at that. Look at all that smoke. But look at this. Alpha still trying to hunt down this one guy. And then the other ones also come in here. A lot of people are out of position. But we have Wise coming around the flank here. Just knocked one guy out. Op4's not reacting to it. But Wise is going in a wide flank here. He quickly pops a frag. Op4 doesn't care because they're trying to maneuver around, but they're maneuvering left in a position that they can't be supported at all. And now they're pushing into different Blue 4 defenses. But now Bravo is also pushing on foot. You got some overwatching fire from units further back. So some things are being done really well here. Some are not. Some explosive traps just went off. Might have just been a hair too premature. But, I mean, we do have one dead Op4 guy over here who was close enough to that satchel. So a good idea. It just needed to wait another 30 seconds, give or take. But that's a pretty good call. Who's winning? I'd say Op4 is going to win this objective in 5 minutes at this rate. Blue 4 just has too many forces out of position here. And Op4 has the numbers. I think Poe died. No, he had to have pulled back then if I don't see a body. And then we still have this guy over here. Wise is looking around. I don't know if Blue 4 can hold. That'd be great, but the numbers are too great. Op4 is going to get into grenade range and just start chucking. Op4, yeah. I mean, Blue 4 is being engaged on every angle here, and they're dropping like flies. Suffice to say, though, Op4 is taking heavy casualties, but so is Blue 4. Oh, why would you push out like that, sir? There's just one Blue 4 left, and he's dead. Now I think we still have 2 guys in the zone. Bayan also entering the zone as well. With a PKP and 6 kills and a dream. And that dream might not happen today. He gets heavily wounded. Forced to throw a grenade up. Minimal damage. He's just barely out of the sector, though. There's only 2 people in said sector. Was Bay spotted by these 2? No. Cliff is just steep enough. Bay doesn't check his flank. Desperately trying to get him, but it's not enough. Great pickoff there by Anderson. 17 minutes remaining, though. We got some more Op4 trickling into the sector, but it's... Yeah, this chucklehead. Oh, he blew the chopper up because he has got that negative chopper kill. But they have a KPTV that they might have been able to repair. Is Blam's on 2 kills, actually, so they've been putting this thing to good use. But I think it's too little too late at this point. Wow, maybe not. But a lot of Op4 is now pushing to the other side of this sector. So they'd have to get closer or find a different angle to engage more. Three in the zone. Flanking fire from Seoul here to get a 4th one that was trying to trickle in. Blue 4 is only down to 6 players. 2 in that Vodnik, 4 in the zone. Well, Maz is about to be the 4th. They're fighting a force literally 4 or 5 times their size. Maz gets the drop there at the cost of a few shots to his legs. Flanking fire coming in. They're able to take out one, slightly wound the other. Just up to Izuki and Martin. Anderson has gone down. KPTV firing. Gets Jack knocked out there, who spent all this time trying to get back into the sector, but was unable. Blue 4 trying to put some shots here on Harry. 15 minutes playing. It's going to be over within those 15 minutes easy. It's just, can that KPTV Vodnik continue to do work? I think Op4 is firing up at their friend up there. Maybe they're mis-PIDing the Moz, or maybe they think that all Blue 4 is trickling around on that side. Maz also in the zone on the edge. Did a little bit of bandaging. Op4 is down to 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. But they're all at various angles. That KPTV is going to make the difference here. I was about to say probably not. No, it's going to make the difference if Blue 4 wants a chance at winning. I'm going to be honest with you, Blue 4 needs to get lucky with where their units go at this point. They can afford 2 mistakes, as long as the third one does stays in the sector. So far, they're winning these fights here. Op4 is playing a little defensively now. Mistake number 1. Whew. Vodnik coming into the sector now. Taking fire from the front. Windows have been shot out. The driver gets hit. Thankfully, the gunner's protected. So we can start immediately returning fire. Mistake number 2. And mistake number 3 is bandaging. Gets a kill, though. All right, he's back up. They need to get into the sector. Nope, that's it. That's GG. Mistake number 3. It was close. It was fairly close. That Vodnik was starting to turn the tide, but it's a very open AO. It's really hard to hold. But I think Blue 4 made a very good defensive run from being outnumbered in the first place. So it was good. I really don't see how Blue 4 could have won that round at all based off of the amount of units down on either side, but it was... I think that was a fair round. All right, now let's see what we have in store for round 2. I'm going to go ahead and get back up to my casting couch channel. And we have a few things to do. Okay. Let's start by going through our intermission here. So if you're subbed, you won't see anything. But if you aren't subbed, you'll get a few ads. I'm sorry, it helps the channel. Literally, all of the ad revenue monthly. I'll look at it right now. Where is it? The analytics. Actually, where are my... Oh, it's insights, right. The ad revenue... Actually, yeah. About $70. That's not bad. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. I need the ad revenue. That's I mean, I would say that's gas money, but gas is so freaking expensive right now. That's like 1 tank of gas. So maybe 2 tanks if I can stretch it out. 2 tanks lasts me most of the month. So yeah, that is my gas money so far. All right. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look at what our round 2 is. It's going to be Viral Lottie.
6 now. Send in
We're gonna go ahead and change up our music.
Now.
Equalizer 357 gifted a tier 1 sub to William.
And then I gotta post the multi.
Now.
Awesome. Now I can get rid of that Discord tab.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Here's Viral Lottie. This is going to be
Send
round
in Goat
2.
Team 6 now.
Round 2 is going to be
Send
as
in Goat Team
follows.
6 now.
How is everyone?
We're attacking Blue 4. Alright, cool. OPFOR has a 10% numbers advantage. 2 PKT Vodniks and an MTLB. While Blue 4 has an LAVC2 and 3 M2 statics. I honestly hate the LAVC2 with a burning passion. It's meant to be a command vehicle with the gun on there as a last resort, but if you're sitting on that gun, you're pretty much a dead man. But they keep putting in that asset anyway. Ugh. All right, Equalizer gifting out 5 subs. If you got a sub from Equalizer, make sure you thank him or her. I hope you all keep enjoying the operations. And Equalizer also with his 5-month resub. Again, hope you all keep enjoying the operations, keep enjoying the content, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this FNF round. Whew. You're streaming, but it's boring? That's fine. People sometimes just like to have multiple people's POVs in the multi so they can toggle through people and see what they're doing. That's how I like to watch personally. And how else are you supposed to judge what people like if not based off of your own twisted and warped perception of it? Speaking of, yes, we do need to pay out the prediction. The attackers won. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the next prediction down. This is going to be round 2, and I believe OPFOR is attacking again. There we go. All right, now as they're doing that, we're seeing most of them starting to slot up. I'm going to keep doing this little thing. I'm only probably going to do it when I'm solo, because, you know, I'll be busy bantering with a co-host when I have a co-host on. But otherwise, Blue 4 has Tender Banner commanding with D. Mittens as the platoon sergeant. Platoon medic's going to be Patriot. X-Ray going to be led by Pierce. Potato being the medic. Sniper's going to be done by Wayne. Spotter by Schneider. And Azuki and Sadama being the suppressed shooters. Alpha is going to be led by Lurch. Alpha 1 by Lennox with Toasty, Sam Handwich, Oddball, Rainman, Tootie Rot, and Catnip under him. Stretch leading Alpha 2 with Ash, Rubber Pelican, Green Shade, Swedge, and Banks and Daedalus under him. Bravo being led by Grav. Bravo 1 has Nafs leading Iander, Whiplash, Wise, Danny, and Nemesis. Bravo 2 being led by Kevin with Colin, Harry, Medlin, I can't always pronounce that one, Fez, Fred, and Leg under him. Charlie HQ had a leader. It looks like he has left. Arcane leading Charlie 1 with Twins and Colmeneric under him. No Charlie 2. No Delta 2. OPFOR, the attackers being led by Mr. Despacito himself. Schnuffles being the X-Ray leader. The medic for X-Ray is Artisan. Sniper is going to be Korvac. Spotter, Space Cowboy Carl, only Absorbed has taken one of the 2 suppressed shooter slots. Drake leading Alpha with Alpha 1 being led by Anderson. Under him, Wheaton, Poe, Maz, Miller, and Martin. Alpha 2 being led by Bridges with Fist, Wikisan, Warwick, Cosmonaut, Coolbreeze, and Subangler under him. Nielsen leading Bravo HQ with Bravo 1 being led by Montgomery with Chine, Herb, and Sprawlden, as well as Shulden and Norris under him. Bravo 2 being led by Gordon with Pinto, Chult, Parker, and Eagle under him. Charlie has no leader. Instead it defaults to Charlie 1 being led by Olaf with Soul, Spiky RP, Revanche, and Galil under Olaf. And then Helios leading Charlie 2 with Arcor, Farks, Buster, and Shy under him. Delta HQ being led by Vagrant Blame taking a vehicle crewman slot. Otherwise, Castian leading Delta 1 with Jack, Chadwick, and Zeist under him. And then Kakir leading Delta 2 with Dooley and Bant under him. Neat. Perfectly timed. But again, we are going to be covering round 2 of FNF. And then I'm debating if I want to keep streaming at least the Daisy setup for the event. I think it would give away some of the traps, but I guess also in the heat of the moment, because I'm going to be spawning a shit ton of zombies, because I'm going to find this all humorous anyway. If not, we do have the little Daisy Fun in the Town event. Now, also, regarding Daisy stuff, we are talking about, at least on the admin side, either doing a server wipe or a map change soon. I would probably say in about 1 month's time at this rate. Because we usually have like a spike of players. It lasts for 2 to 3 weeks, and it starts trickling down, and then usually by the 4th, 5th, and 6th week, the server disintegrates. So I think a new build with some events would be quite nice. But we'll see how all that goes. Otherwise, yeah, with all of that said, tomorrow we will be having streams at noon, 3, and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Noon and 3 will both be Arma 3 ops, the noon one being a Vietnam on the ground op, 3 being a Star Wars op on the ground, and then 6 being a DayZ Pay for Pain, which should be rather interesting. I do have a lot of really funny rules about it, and I will be talking about it in more detail during tonight's DayZ event. But if you want to subjugate my DayZ players on the server to torture, feel free. What map are we thinking about? We don't know yet. This is just a conversation of, hey, like, based off of what's going on, do we think we should do X, Y, Z? Yep, okay. Now we'll go and do research. Is this mission a repeat? No. It does look very similar to a few other that we've seen. Is it a repeat? Because it does seem very, very familiar. I think we've seen this style at least once or twice, I think further down in this area, but this does seem very familiar, doesn't it? When I start looking down at the AO, if that's a radio tower over there at that sector, then yes, this is a repeat. 1 second. Because it does look very, very familiar. Is that a radio tower? Yep, and then this is an open field. This is a repeat. Remember? Because a bunch of people died in the freaking bathroom. All right. And then the first AO was over here. The attackers were doing really well, but then Blue 4 bounced back. Because the attack slowed down and the defenders ended up winning. So this is a repeat. Interesting. But it was with terminals. Yeah, exactly. So this is just pure sector control now. Interesting. I'm going to be honest. It's actually really rare to see F&F recycle stuff. Because normally they have enough people to constantly make missions for them. So that's interesting. I'm going to be honest, though. Once in a while, I don't mind a repeat, especially if most of the player base remembers the AO, because then that promotes everyone to do something differently. And it reinforces the idea of what would you do differently if you had the opportunity to. The caveat is that your opponent is going to be thinking and doing the exact same thing in terms of the mindset of do it differently. All right, let's see how everything is. We already broke down the rosters. Let's look at our briefing here made by Banks. So, Finland in the near future, engineers from the newly formed EU Army, Blue 4, have finished installing NATO communication towers in the Virolati region. Ooh, excuse me, 50 kilometers from the border with Russia. Hiccups. I love them. The Russian government are alarmed by this activity so close to home and have sent a platoon of amphibious Spetsnaz Op 4 to capture the towers in secret, unaware that the EU soldiers are still in the area. Yeah, so that's still the same brief, too. Overtime conditions. I'm going to be honest, I never read this anymore because it's just up to the admins at that point. Otherwise, mission variables, 800 meters, 150 build points. Usually it's 125, so it's 25 above the normal limit. Medium anti-tank settings are going to be 2 AT rounds per side, and if it wasn't stated already, this is sector control. Blue 4 are going to be given Altus Armed Forces digital camo. Interesting. New EU government, eh? But this is a mix of vanilla and 3CB equipment. Loadout is going to be G3s with M4A1s. All right. Interesting. Otherwise, you got a 249 and MG3 as the LMG and MMG respectively, an M136 light anti-tank weapon, single-shot disposable launcher for that light anti-tank. Recon gets the M48-5, and then the the suppress shooters get a choice of a Mark 14 EBR or a Mark 14 with a woodland camo. One is just a little more tricked out than the other. Otherwise, they're both 7.62x51 NATO battle rifles, but that's kind of a funny choice. And then the MP7 or the M4A1 PIP for the crewmen or aviation slots. Otherwise, their gear is going to be transport picks are going to be Willie's Jeep Wrangler. So again, the choice of older or newer, 2 snorkel Humvees, 3 sit-down HMGs, and the Lab C2, which, It's just meant to be a command vehicle. Op 4, meanwhile, they're the Spetsnaz Gorka kits. They've got the modernized AK-74s for their weaponry. Support weapons going to be for the LMG, an RPK, light machine gun, and then MMG. Medium machine gun is going to be the PKP. Light anti-tank is going to be the RPG-26, single-shot disposable AT weapon. T-5000 for the sniper, AKS, or an AS Val for the 2 suppressed shooters, AKS having 45-round magazines, or the AS Val having the 20-round magazines. Crew and aviation either get the PB-2000 or an AKS. Nothing on their crew-served weapons. They get 5 transport Vodniks for the amphibious river crossing if they decide to do it, and then 2 PKT Vodniks if they decide to use them. I mean, again, you're turned out, you're vulnerable, you're exposed. If you want support fire, you can have your PKP guys do it instead. But otherwise, that is the breakdown. Now, in the previous mission, I'll show you what Op 4 did. Op 4 crossed the river. They then went all the way around over here. And then they literally backcapped Sector 3 from roughly this angle. They had some Overwatch elements here. They had to force all the way around in a concave like this. And they just pushed. Now, what interrupted their push was the LAVC-2 on this road that finally spotted one of them, and there was also a sit-down static 50 cal back here, pointing back, that started suppressing some of the left flank, so the right flank pushed, and they were able to take this sector, and then also this sector. But here's the issue that ended up happening. Hi. What's up? If you want. It's a very interesting... Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, that's okay, boo. That is more than okay. Wow, that's... Oh, that's... You can... Yeah. Again, this is why we don't have a camera on the channel. But anyway. So... Anyway. Getting back into character here. So there were some northern groups here that got pretty badly cut down by some Blue 4 guys defending that came around and flanked them. Op 4 kind of started stalling right here. The southern group started attacking the southernmost sector, and then X-Ray was also over here for Op 4. They got engaged, surrounded, and taken out. Blue 4 then brought the northern group, started harassing these forces. The central group for Op 4 finally touched the terminal and took it. And then started sparring with those troops. Op 4 eventually won that, and then started reinforcing their attack down here. However, the southern attack, they were within, because the terminal was around right here, they were within a few meters of taking it just outside the compound, but then Blue 4 sent reinforcements that engaged X-Ray into here, and riposted most of the Op 4 forces who got reinforced from a few guys back here, but Blue 4 at that point had a number advantage. And Blue 4 was able to just barely survive. Do I have a what? A co-host? Not right now, no. No. Dream decided to play on the ground because he was having a shitty day, and Barbarian's still on vacation for another few weeks.
Yep. Your Alamo, once
yes.
you see them trying to either flank in, they start coming in from the side or either side,
Hi.
really. Just gonna
you okay?
go straight back.
Are you in full dirt mode?
Sector 1.
Okay.
Where Bravo team will keep you covered there on your fallback.
Copy. So we're kind of like just...
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just... Okay. I mean, we're both wearing the same exact thing. It's just I'm surprised, because this is my work uniform. You're just hotter in it. Wow. Wow.
If you want to talk about the robes.
So, Bloodwayne is wearing what I'm wearing, which is...
I'm wearing a black robe.
You're wearing a black... Yeah, but we're both wearing robes. I mean, this is the standard Lance Corporal Liru attire while we do work.
It's official uniform. It's like that scene from SpongeBob, where Squidward is in the bed and he yells at SpongeBob and he goes, "Why aren't you in uniform?" And I just walk out in the robe.
Now, I'll be really curious to see. By the way, I've moved my mic a little closer to her, so it's kind of in between us, so she can hear her a little bit better.
Flash him.
Huh?
Flash you.
What? Oh, what? Ignore what chat's saying. Chat's just horny. Chat's going to probably start bonking us, but regardless, I want to see if Op 4 will keep their forces together. I wonder if they're going to do the same exact attack as well, but I'm also curious to see if Blue 4, knowing that that rear attack happened last time, what they'll do about it. Another main difference is that operation, I believe, was done close to the unit maximum of about 120, 124. Right now, we're at about 90 to 100, if that. This is round 2 NA. The last one I'll be covering for the night.
Who won round 1?
Round 1 was won by Op 4, the attackers.
Gotcha.
Now,
So how are you looking with Op 4 this round? You think they'll keep it going?
it's hard to say because they do shuffle the teams.
Ah.
So Op 4 and Blue 4 are just relative to the match itself.
Oh.
And again, it can really change up with who's on what side as well, because that also gets shuffled around. So we're just basing this off of the fact that this mission has been run before a few weeks ago. And we're seeing what it gets adjusted, even though there's less players to play as well. But I think
the players will actually learn from the last mistakes.
we'll see, because all of that could be changed if Op 4 decides to attack from a different direction as well. I do think Blue 4 is still only going to defend 2 AOs, because last time they scuttled Sector 3, he only had 1 guy on it. But another major difference, I want to see if he is still up tonight, is Bay got killed off early on the round, and I want to see if he actually survives a little longer for this one to make up for that. He is in Op 4 this time, though, attacking, so we'll see how that changes. Still 5 minutes. What?
That's my leg.
What's your leg?
That's my leg you're stroking.
Am I? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how my hand got there.
Shouldn't you have the other hand on the keyboard?
No, I can.
Commentating.
Shame.
I mean, they're just pointing at each other and saying shame, so it's not like it matters. Shame. Shame. Why are you pointing at me and saying shame? Hey.
What?
It's all good.
Oh.
Hey, you can see this is a command LAV because I got all this stuff in the back.
You mean in the squad vid?
Viralati, it's a Finnish-based map.
Okay. Hi.
There you go.
Team leaders, check the map.
Oh.
Here, we're gonna hear Blue Force plan.
Who the fuck?
Vehicle is A01, Alpha 01, Alpha 1. You're going to hold the northeast section. You are going to basically send a probe out, and you're going to let us know if they're moving in from the northeast. Alpha 2, you're going to do something similar on the south side. I want you to send a probe out to the southwest, in and around the building. Stand by for mark.
Well, that's because we have one mic, so if she speaks now,
Hi.
she's right up to it.
Yay.
So I'm trying to keep the
Sounds
mic
good.
close to both of us.
I'm in a chair next to him, so it's a
Yes.
little hard to.
She also speaks softly.
He can carry a big stick.
I have the big stick.
Who said that?
Basically, have you guys out there
What?
to probe.
Teddy
and
Roosevelt.
We will
Was it?
use
Yep,
the Sector
speak-
3 as
speak
kind of
softly,
like
carry a big
our
stick.
sign
Oh,
that
that was
they're coming in
Truman.
from there.
Nope.
Is Roosevelt?
Get yourselves in a
Oh.
position where you can watch that at least, so that when that explosive happens, we can go ahead and add some suppressing fire on top of that, create some fucking
Hi.
chaos, inflict some casualties, give us a favorable means to fall back to our Sector 2 and then Sector 1
I'm
defense.
in business.
If they start to come from the
Well, he has a
southeast,
puck
like we
mic,
favor
but he
Sector 1
just
out the
has a
gate,
The puck
We'll
mic is
basically kinda
over
shift our
there.
defense
It's just
to the
not
section that
calibrated
makes
right
sense
now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when you drop in, so I don't know when to calibrate it.
You need to understand that I'm always available to drop in, so you should be ready at a moment's
You're always
notice.
available, eh? Well, I can be ready at a moment's notice for you.
Unless your soup is in the microwave.
Shut up! Oh my god. No, I'm not. We're not explaining what that means.
It wasn't Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill didn't say that.
No, it wasn't Churchill.
It was
Speak
one of- it was
softly
one
and
of the
carry a
US
big stick
presidents.
was Truman. No, not Truman. My god, Roosevelt. I just said
Okay,
it.
I'm Googling it now. No, the Googles.
So Op 4, it looks like they're turning their vehicles away from the river this time around. They're going to actually go for a direct route, possibly on the MSR, and attack from the opposite direction. But Blue 4 is already prepping a battle line here on top of the first sector to get in here.
It was specifically Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes.
Okay.
Theodore Roosevelt.
I was thinking like FDR, and I was like,
No, because that was during U.S. imperialism
Oh, it was Teddy.
and tensions with the Spanish around Cuba.
It was the bear. I gotcha.
Mhm.
Not Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
The internet lied to you? Hey, I mean, first time for everything.
Keep your eyes on the map, Zeus man.
You need to keep that robe shut.
I do. It's not my fault your robes are janky.
Okay. That's a nemesis laugh.
No, you're it. Go in.
I have a message from Spiky.
Huh?
You have a message in chat.
Broadshore, what is Spiky's message? She's on the multi.
Oh, CFG Grubagans.
They are technically related. The Roosevelts are related.
1+1.
The Roosevelts?
Roosevelts. Am I saying
The
it wrong?
Roostervelts.
Is that 1+1 or?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. You need to get your head out of the fucking gutter, man.
Huh?
You need to get your head.
Well, you
out
put
of
it there.
I did no such thing.
I just wanted to eat wonton soup, and you instead
made your wonton soup cold. All right.
Yes.
Round 2 down. I could only think of Dabo. Is your water cold?
Go ahead. See, the risk with any ambushes, Crusader, is it's impossible to predict where Op4 is going to go, because Blue 4 doesn't have any proper reconnaissance elements other than X-Ray. So setting up ambushes is really, really difficult. Instead, I would wait for an attack of opportunity of spread your forces out, figure out where Op4 is attacking from, and then try to pull one force out and then attack the, or counterattack that attack on the flank or whatnot.
Well, Liru, that doesn't make sense, though, because you just said that they have not that many reconnaissance assets, so how would they be able to figure out?
Because one of the elements gets engaged.
Just because one of the elements gets engaged doesn't mean you take a significant amount of time to find out where exactly it is.
True.
You actually...
But if you have one element get engaged and no other engagements, then you gotta have a little bit of foresight as the commander.
I don't know, I feel like that's more of a responsive behavior, and it's not going to be sufficient to...
Liru, I want my goat back.
You'd be surprised. 1 second. You're scared and you have 2 kids. Hi, how are you? Hey, Willow, how are you doing, my man?
You have babies?
Yeah, Willow actually,
Babies? How many babies? You have
2.
Babies? What kind? You got...
And, I mean, one was very recent.
Congratulations! I hope you're getting sleep.
Okay, that's something to say. No, you're right, you're right.
Baby. No baby.
Let's see how Op4 deploys here. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself because we've already proven what happens when I don't.
In TeamSpeak, you mean?
Yeah, locally at T4, because when anyone dies, they get put in the same chat channel we do. So it's really funny to listen to people screaming profanities when they get killed while I'm trying to commentate.
Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity.
After seeing Night at the Museum, whenever I hear... Okay, yes, that is actually a good movie, and I really love Night at the Museum.
I will say, I can understand
It's a
that.
good
I think
movie.
Robin Williams made a pretty good Teddy Roosevelt there.
It's a good movie.
I feel like the real Teddy Roosevelt was a little more heartless, but he still did a good job with the character.
Willow, make sure
you know, because it was a family movie.
Make sure you're giving your wife some breaks too. You can't just let the wife have all the baby duty.
Yes, you can.
No. No. Sometimes the wife needs a break from the baby duty. But I wish you both well, and all your babies. A lot of coworkers who also have new babies. My mentor actually has a new baby. Yeah, he wrote me a letter of recommendation for college.
Yep. Oh yeah. Bloodwing
got
got into grad school. Yep. And now I have to help her pay for it.
Accomplishments.
Yay! Hole in my wallet.
Look, man.
That's what we'll do for the next Arma 3. Pay for pain.
Pay for Bloodwing's
pay for grad school. That's what it's gonna be.
All of the things need to be themed after like
grad school. Yep. All right.
So like, math is hard, and it's just gonna be like times whatever.
And what's that immediately saying? Called it because he said it. Typed that at about the same time we said it. Yep. Go ahead, Boo. You have a second.
Yeah.
Yep. MBA.
Yes, I hear MBA.
What did I study in college? It ended up becoming Information Systems and Operations Management.
It's called ISOM.
Yeah.
And it's a data analytics portion of a business degree.
Pretty much.
And I did management. That didn't seem apparent. Do I not seem like a management person, Liru?
You do a pretty good job of managing me.
Sometimes.
Sometimes she
Sometimes
says.
you're unmanageable.
Become ungovernable.
Well, if we can donate to Bloodwing's pain fund, I'm sure we can put a good dent into the balance.
Right.
Bloodwing, you have to wrangle his dumbass. I already do.
Thanks, Don. God.
See, Don out here.
All right. Warwick opening up on a few members of Scania Recon here. Don's done. But we have this massive battle line here. A few gaps, but that is okay. I'd imagine this is X-Ray.
Don sharing the girl energy.
Going around right there. Blue 4 has a few minor groups here. They got a hard central force around Sector 2, but I think... What?
What's the name of the town? Bohemia?
Yeah, it's,
Plum.
Finish. Otherwise, now we're going to have this Blue 4 group of Scandi get enveloped here as Delta now cuts off their means of escape. And we've already been seeing a few of them firing into the Blue 4 group here. It is not looking good for Blue 4 indeed. We just had a PSG-1 guy get taken out.
See, this is the problem. Is Op 4 is just going to come in force and speed.
Yep, and they're going to do another battle line here.
Blue 4 is kind of scattered about, just kind of waiting to see.
This happened last time as well on the opposite side, but there was a Blue 4 squad on reserve that ended up coming in and flanking the battle line and doing a significant amount of damage. Now I don't see that here.
See, that actually would have been a good idea, in my opinion, just from my limited knowledge, is if they did kind of like sandwich them, right? If they hit them from the rear as well and gave them like a no exit point, essentially.
So Nemesis has realized he's kind of surrounded by Op 4 forces here.
Whereas they're just
Takes one of them out.
Where's the communication, Blue 4?
Usually at this point, communications can get a little messy.
But yeah, if they understand that the full force of Op 4 is down to the southeast, they don't need to be up in the southwest at that point, right? Or the northwest.
It depends, because it's easy for us from the top of this to see that the entire force is here, but Blue 4 might think there's another flanking force still coming around.
Well, that's the point of communication, though, right? Is
Yeah.
to make sure to communicate, hey, there's a large force here.
We also have to understand, I mean, if the frontline Blue 4 guys get, the ones with the radios get shot out immediately, usually no one picks up the additional radio there. We still have Nemesis getting a few kills here, but Bayant eventually hunted him down. He is, for your reference, probably the best player.
It would be, you know, it'd be so cool. You
What?
wouldn't go for it, but like if your stream had those like swipe aways that NFL games have, and it shows like.
I looked into it. It's, it would be too much to do compared to everything else I have to do right now. It would be cool. No, I completely agree with you, but it would just be way too much time.
Yeah, maybe later on. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, it's definitely with a grain of salt. The whole, you know, the whole force is down there. But at the same time, like, I feel like part of that has to do with the communication on the ground as well, right?
Whiplash has survived by hiding in 2 trees. He's on the radio right now. You see his lips moving.
See, now they're starting to communicate a little bit, right? Okay.
Oh, there's always communication going on. It's just we don't have a way of seeing where that is or how it's reflected. But we have this massive force coming around here on the southern side. We have a few guys on point.
How much of Blue 4 has been taken out?
Not that much, actually. Only a few skulls here and there. Because some guys have resorted to hiding. Meanwhile, you got Wise in the middle of an Op 4 group. He's hiding in a building because they're not clearing said buildings. He's watching the doorway.
Which is good.
There's a second doorway he can't cover, but he's just doing his best here.
He's pinned down.
Farg's getting knocked off of that SSWT kit. Firing up at the rooftop where that one guy is with a bipoded MG3. And he gets another kill. So he's going to fold back as he starts taking suppressive fire. Wise might fold out here. He hears all the footsteps around him.
Just like watching it.
Yeah, smoke push coming up here. Blue 4 X-ray trying to come around the flank. going to take them a hot second to get there. If Op4 slows their attack down, they might be able to get in a good position to start engaging from their rear. Wise killing Cool Breeze from the window. Yeah, it was Bay right here. He saw the broken window too. Bay's coming to clean house. He might not have actually PID'd it. Wise hiding on the other side as Bay was looking in. He shut the door here and hid right here, so that's why Bay didn't spot him.
I feel like it's also kind of hard.
Takes a little bit of training here, but now you got Wise here. Trying to go for 2. He runs out of ammo in that 20-round magazine. Was able to get 1. Hits Arcor a few times. Arcor's now looking at him, but he has that PKP. Wise being shot from different angles, but there's the PKP spray down. Now here's Op4 entering the first sector here. Blue 4, they've got a rough battle line being made right here to counter Op4, but Op4 have the higher amount of players going through at this point. We see some windows getting shot out. We got Chadwick working on a wounded guy right here. Really hard to tell based off the smoke, but it looks like he was able to bring him back up.
Oh, okay. Look at... Just to keep in mind.
Just had an AT round go into that little position, but it's been abandoned. More AT being fired into that position just to make sure it's clear. That sounded like an RPG-32 firing twice. But otherwise, you got Novix, who has just been shot. I don't know what angle he got hit from. Might have been from a guy that immediately got shot dead, or it was Kevin up here. Or no, it might have been, no, it was Meldon, who has another kill. But no, he's been really capitalizing on these rooftops.
Didn't that hurt? Do you want it to hurt?
Oh my gosh, Boo. I got some satchels going off as explosive traps, but they were ineffective, unfortunately. His body up there. Leg now staying low. Meldon getting some more kills right here. Vagrant playing dead. I think that GL's gonna go way over. It's a flare GL. Interesting. Meldon trying to use this as a rifle to get some more kills here because he can't bipod. And I think he just got one. That should be his 4th. Goes for Bayan. Bay hides behind that tree. Vagrant done playing dead. Quickly trying to do some self-medical. More MG, 3 rounds coming in. Okay. Now you got Bay firing on that rooftop to try to suppress Blam coming around. Blam's gonna get him if he realizes he's up there, which he might not. Frag going out. Got the northern push starting to get under fire from the LAV. Like a little closer to Boo. I might sound a little quieter now.
Oh, you can take it back to you. You're the
No, it's okay. We're in the middle. Leg getting blown up by an explosive satchel. That had to have been a charge because I think, well, no, at that range of satchel, probably he'd still be back up, maybe. Is Fred an explosive specialist? Yeah, so I think Fred accidentally injured leg there, but leg gets brought back up, so that means that was just a charge because if it was a satchel, he would not have woken back up. And now we've got some Op4 guys on the rear here. This was X-Ray coming around. They're not going to proceed to Sector 3. They're instead trying to go for the rear guard of Sector 2, which from here they might actually be able to get a few pickups. But these forces are all hiding around back there. Yeah, guy behind the stairs. And then they got this turret right here with that opening. But, I mean, this is outside of Sector 2, so that's not really a good position, all things considered. But we still have Fred camping in Sector 1 here in this little fold-in. If we just had some grenades thrown in here, that would be all they need.
I got head pats.
Alright, so Meldon was taken out here. Now it's all just going to be to Fred to defend that one sector as Op4 might slow down to take him out. The northern group has definitely been taking a lot of casualties here, though. They're definitely more thinned out. And we're seeing more explosives being thrown out right here as Fred is doing his best to thin out whatever he can. I'm drinking. I need more water, boo. So Fred's still hiding right here. He's got an MG3 from the looks of things. He picked it up, I think, from a comrade who was down just above him. And yeah, he blows someone's head away. Was that Bay? Because that was a PKP. Vagrant now trying to fold in. Vagrant panically trying to reload. Grenade. It's a smoke grenade. That's a frag. All right, Jack.
Everybody do the flop.
I don't think the AT round was necessary, but all right. If you need a noob tube, you need a noob tube.
Those splits are legendary.
All right, now the front line is going to be adjusting to this sector over here. I'm waiting to see if someone comes to back cap. It looks like these two might do it. Because we got Swedge over here on his own.
Yeah, he did. He did just try to point blank.
Hey, some people get desperate in this game. So Swedge trying to engage a few Op 4 guys. Not sure if he got the one that he was aiming for because I don't see where. Oh, he knocked out Anderson. All right. Now, here's the issue about Blue 4. They have a lot of units on the rear line trying to trickle in. Some might start making it, but if Blue 4's, if Op 4 is quick, they can take Sector 2, but they need their X-ray element to turn around and take Sector 3, because otherwise it's going to be a mad dash.
I don't know. The problem I'm seeing with Blue 4, though, is that the rear forces can be picked off, essentially, and there's then, like, what's the point? But, again...
Here comes Herb on Swedge's position. What the actual... What was the... Okay. Welcome to Friday Night Fights, Bloodwayne. How do you feel? That was not the reaction I was going for, but you know what? Sure. Sure.
So are we.
Content. Alright, I think this round's going to be over in 10 minutes. Unless Op 4 actually doesn't go back to back cap. You got Tenderbaner already heading to that third sector. But Op 4 has failed to send something back to back cap it. Then again, Tenderbaner might actually try to solo breach his building. Yep.
Do you need an adult?
All those shots missed. Saw a footstep out there. Sniper pulls out the handgun. That's, I get that choice, though, because he only has the bolt-action sniper, and at that range, yeah. And I flashed everyone again. My apologies for fat-fingering that. But now we got Op 4 trying to make a desperate push here. There's only 2 Blue 4 guys in the AO camping in one of the barracks buildings.
What?
Be nice, or I'll fat-finger something else. Blue 4...
Not gonna say anything. I love you.
I love you, too. That's all we need.
That and booze.
Yep. Korvac now trying to find some other sniper kills here. Absorbed on his own, trying to pick off some dudes, but just unable to land the kill. Instead gets hit a few times himself. Now we got some more guys coming around. Off 4, they were able to take out one guy, Sam Handwich. Trying to shoot at another guy back here. Not sure if he was actually able to get a kill, because I don't know if anyone's over there, but Op 4 had that one suppressed shooter get shot. Lennox able to get his kill. Artisan missing all of his shots. Both sides going to their handguns, and Artisan was quicker on the draw.
No.
All right, Op 4 starting to envelop Sector 2. Tenderbaner's run back and made it to Sector 3. Blue 4 still trickling forces on the rear. I feel like this is really leaning in Op 4's favor. They're just too condensed. And we haven't had Blue 4 do what they needed to and start hitting the rear of this Op 4 formation in time.
I feel like if they were able to organize to at least kind of amass into a group, instead of just hitting. You know, like see how it's kind of multiple units in the back.
Yep.
And I understand it's hard to do that in the midst of combat, but if they had the opportunity to do that,
I feel like Blue Force communications at this point are almost
down.
non-existent. They're
Yeah.
just completely broken
So
down.
there's
That's
nothing
usually
they
what you
can
see.
do at this
All right,
point.
Bane is still alive.
They're just gonna try to pick off as many as they can.
And he's on 3 kills. Ash is about to learn the true meaning of what happens when your 6 isn't covered. And Bane's about to learn the true meaning of what happens when your 6 isn't covered.
When both do it.
Guys?
It was a mutual agreement.
It was a mutual agreement.
I didn't see shit.
Okay. Bane's trying to hop out the window.
That's not
Finds Danny.
That's not a good place to hop out of.
And then Bay finds Danny, and Danny just twirls around like a ballerina. Okay.
Danny.
Well, most of this garrison's down. Now Oliver's about to learn what happens when you're in between a rock and a hard place. And Fist decided to fist him. Classic. And there's Sector 2 captured. There's no one in Sector 3.
Yeah, this isn't looking good, Chief.
Mittens. What the Mittens doing? If I want to do that, I'd do this. Well, Mittens got blown away. So that's what happened to the Mittens. All right. Why did your phone buzz? Patriots trying to fire on the rear there, and otherwise... Stay close to a few Blue 4 guys. Might get... I feel like Op4's just been getting tunnel vision on the kills and not necessarily the objective based off their defense placement here.
Hey, Liru.
Yep.
They didn't look both ways.
No, they did not.
Maybe they should have held their mommy's hand.
Maybe... Wow. All right. Bloodwing just throwing some shade now. Schneider gets GL'd.
There was a 50-50 chance of where they were looking, and they chose the wrong choice.
And Op4 now pushing around right here. They got one Blue 4 guy, the other one bleeds out. Tender Banner still alive.
Just chilling in the tree.
Yeah. Artisan's gonna go for it, and that's gonna be the sector end.
It looks like an evergreen, so it's just like Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh my god, boo.
I'm sorry. My jokes are really tough.
Tender Banner finishes him off. Artisan going for the objective. Ah, yes, slow and steady, because he doesn't know what's up there. For all he knows, there could be a whole garrison of Blue 4 up there. And he goes for it. He's going. He's going. Touchdown. And Op4 has won. Alright, guys, that is going to be it for me for Friday Night Fights. We'll be back in about an hour and a half as I go prepare for the DayZ events. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operation. Enjoy the rest of your day and night. Cheers.
And have a good one. Bye.
I'm making you pay for it.
Why? You don't copyright shit.
I'm copywriting shit.
No!
Yep.
No, my rope!
No more rope for you. No more rope for you. I should probably end the stream now.
You should probably end the stream.
I should probably end the stream.